bureaucratics, and then slower decision process. Because there are many steps between the high ranked leaders and then the congregation. And we can find good example in the Bible, which is book of Acts, chapter 14, verse 23. And then throughout the story of book of Acts, chapter 15, we can find many examples about Presbyterian churches. Another example was we were talking about was congregational church model. That is congregation, the common people, the member of the church, they hold all the authorities. It has a strong point. We can say in otherwise democratic church. It is very easy to adopt new ideas, and then sometimes it is quick to make decision. The process is very simple. And then also it gives many higher members, participants. And then also it has a weak point. Sometimes when the decision is not made, there should be a possibility of division. Okay, one party has a strong point, positive opinion, and then other party can have strong negative opinion about it. So there should be a possibilities of division. And then also, because there are one or just a few people doesn't hold authority. So should be, sometimes it is hard to hold authority and accountability too. So no one knows who has the strongest authority and most powerful decision maker in congregational church. We can find that example in the Bible, book of Acts, chapter 6, verse 1 through 6, and Matthew book, chapter 18, verse 15 through 17. That is the comparison summary of church models. Also, nowadays, churches, schools, business, we can adopt those models to real-time context. Let's see, school system. Typically, hierarchical with school boards, right, and superintendents with it, and principals and teachers. That increases emphasis on shared governance, where teachers, administrators collaborate, is supported and suggested. And then there's also challenges, balancing between regulations and parental expectations and student needs. Another model we can apply is business settings, context. It is actually vary from traditional hierarchical corporation to agile, flat organizations. Corporate governance often include shareholders, board of directors, executives, and managers. It includes a trend toward ethical governance and corporate social responsibility. There's also challenges in business balancing profit and sustainability and employee well-being. Okay, last small chapter. Okay, another small chapter we are talking about is biblical theological reflection. Those three models we can find in the Bible. First, early church, they demonstrated governance diversity. There's apostle leadership. Book of Acts, chapter 15, 1 through 21, which is talking about Jerusalem Council. It is like an Episcopal church. And another example we can find is eldership as shared leadership. 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1 through 7. And Titus chapter 1, verse 5 through 9, which is all talking about Presbyterian church model. Also another one, last one we can find in the Bible is congregational leadership and decision making that appoints deacons, right? Book of Acts, chapter 6, verse 1 through 6. Okay, leadership. So leadership that must be exercised in service and accountability. The most important thing is that it should be reflecting Jesus Christ as model, as humility. We can find that book of Mark, chapter 10, verse 42, 45. Although, regardless what kind of model is performed, structured in the church, the most important thing is the goal of the church structure is making order, and then sustain accountability, and then lastly, it should be there the mission faithfulness. We can find that the meanings in the book of Corinthians 1, chapter 14, verse 3. So we can apply those models to in a modern structural setting, like churches. We understand the governance that prevents conflict and charities activities. Clarifies authorities. And school, effective system that balances structure with innovations in education. Also business setting, governance should integrate ethics, accountabilities, and care for people alongside profit. Okay, that was last week, and then we beginning of the lecture we finished. We were talking about three models of churchy structure, which is Episcopal Church, Presbyterian Church, and Congregational Church. So, once we understood, we learned about church leadership model, church structure models, right? Then, also another important thing that church should have, and also leadership has, is the organization's mission and vision. That is also important part in church organization. So this is next chapter topic. Okay, we are talking about the vision. What is vision? And then the mission. What is the mission? And based on the mission and vision, what could be the plan? Plan should be always strategic. So we're gonna talk about what the vision and mission and plan is like. So first, vision, mission, and strategic planning are central. That's the most important part in a church structure and organization. To effectively leadership in any organization. So whether in the church, school, and business world, right? Church, there's a mission statement, there's a vision statements, and then each time and each region, there should be the plan, right, to perform missional the ministries. So mission, vision, planning is the most important part in the church. Let's see, vision. What is vision? Vision is provide a big picture of desired future. Okay, vision is just showing the big picture. In the future, we wanna be something like that we wanted to achieve. That is vision. That also, vision is also inspiring people to move beyond the present reality. Okay. There's the goal, there's the vision, there's the destination. We're gonna go, we want to achieve, and then which should be visualized understanding is required for the people. So clear vision, firm vision should be presented to the people. And then what is the mission? Mission is like define organization's purpose. What is the purpose? Our organization, our church, our business, our school. It is the reason why we are existing here, why we are minister the mission, why we are spreading the gospels. That's the purpose of the organization. And then it also provides, mission provides the values that guides the organization's action and practice and movement. And then lastly, strategic planning is just the process, step-by-step process. That is strategic planning. Okay, so the leaders, they align the resources and goals, and then they initiated with a mission and vision in their action and practice to achieve to effectively influence the member of churches and others. So the strategic planning is just a strategic structured process. It is process. In the process, there should be mission and vision must be aligned to the performance of the process. Okay, I brought a short video of explaining mission, vision, strategic planning. Okay, let's watch.
Hi, in today's video I'm going to
Change.
this channel, we will discuss three elements which constitute the foundation, as we may call it, for the functioning of an organization. In this video you'll find out what is vision, mission and strategy of an organization. Why should every company plan them precisely? What does the vision, mission and strategy of major global brands look like? So sit comfortably and stay with us till the end. A well-defined mission, vision and strategy allows us to define and plan companies' activities. They should constitute a coherent and transparent whole. But what does each of these terms actually mean? Let's start with the mission. This is the development direction in which the company wants to progress through its activities. The mission also defines the overall purpose and the main reason for the existence of a company. A well-defined mission answers the questions, what do we want to achieve and what needs will we satisfy? In our mission, it is also worth defining what makes us stand out from others and to whom do we want to direct our products or services. Pablo Cardona and Carlos Ray in the book Management by Missions distinguish four main categories of values that may dictate a mission. 1. Business values. Aiming for profit, effectiveness, professionalism, achieving results. 2. Relational values. Focus on the quality of relationships and effective contact with the client. 3. Development. A need for continuous improvement, innovation and creativity. 4. Contribution. Benefiting others, building an image of a socially responsible brand and engaging in CSR activities. Now, let's deconstruct the missions of some well-known companies. Samsung, for example, wants to inspire the world with innovative technologies, products and design that enrich people's lives and contribute to social well-being through building a better future. Volvo's mission is to generate prosperity by providing solutions for transportation, while Volvo aims to produce natural and innovative sweets accessible for people to buy every day. Now let's move on to the vision, which involves imagining the future of an enterprise. Vision may include the dreams we want to fulfill or the goals we want to strive for. Vision should be ambitious on the one hand, but feasible to achieve on the other. It is also important for the vision to be flexible enough so that we may adjust it if changes in the environment require it, for example. Our vision also needs to include the process of getting to where we want to be over a stretch of time. Lastly, vision usually also entails the business and financial situation in which the enterprise wants to find itself in the future. So, how does creating a vision of an enterprise look like in practice? For example, Lego sets out to be pioneers in creating new toys, means of entertainment, and entertainment business models while taking advantage of the opportunities provided by globalization and digitalization. Lenovo's vision, as another example, is to create personal devices that encourage more people to purchase, and a culture to which more people wish to belong, while building a stable enterprise that is respected around the world. Another example might be DHL, the vision of which states, We desire to be a logistics company that people will be returning to. We will be their first choice, not only as a successful deliverer, but also as an employer or investor. Lastly, we want to elaborate on strategy. It includes the most important directions of development and the means to make use of them. It should be a consequence of the mission and vision and determine ways to achieve the objectives we set. It is a good practice to make the tasks outlined in a strategy continuous and systematic, but also dynamic and flexible, so that they may respond to changes in the environment. A well-devised strategy points a direction in which the company should head to achieve its objectives. When searching for examples of well-implemented strategies, it's worth looking at the Lordland Group, which describes its strategy as developing and increasing petrochemical production and commitment to low-carbon energy in the downstream segment, consistent retail growth and sustainability in the area of exploration and mining. At Procter & Gamble, the strategy is to raise the quality of life for more and more consumers every day, in small but significant steps. On the other hand, LPP describes its strategy as further development of 5 already existing brands, focus on gaining new customers and enhancing the satisfaction of the existing ones. Strategy is a very extensive concept, calling for an in-depth discussion, so look out, because we are preparing a separate video on this subject. A well-planned mission, vision and strategy should perfectly interact with and complement each other. By designing them, we form a unique identity of a company that strives to gain a leading position in the market. In conclusion, from today's video, we've learned that a well-planned mission, vision and strategy are essential for the success of an enterprise. Now, we also know that the mission describes the purpose of our company, the vision, the direction in which we are heading, and the strategy, the ways to achieve our goals. We've also got to know examples of missions, visions, and strategies of several large global organizations. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss strategies of several large. Now, we also know that the mission describes the purpose of our company, the vision, the direction in which we are heading, and the strategy, the ways to achieve our goals. We've also got to know examples of missions, visions, and strategies.
Okay, yes, here. Okay, vision is the picture of the future. Okay, let's say from now, 1 year after, we wanna be something. That is vision. Okay. And mission is the organizational purpose, and it could be a reason why our church is here. It gives a reason, and then kind of direction it gives. Okay, mission. Okay, which way we have to go. Okay, that is direction, right? So mission gives the direction based on the reason why we are exist here in the church, why our organization is established, the purpose of the organization and any structure, and with reason, then the direction, that is mission. Okay. And the strategy is just the way, step-by-step way. So, also, mission, vision, strategy, they are interact each other. Okay? We cannot abandon any of those things. It is well mixed when you do ministry, when you do any kind of business, when you do any kind of practice, actions for the structure of organization. So it should be considered, we work all together with mission, vision, strategy. Okay. More clearly, we like to see what is the definition of vision. Okay, a vision is organization's picture of the preferred future, tomorrow's future, tomorrow's picture. That is the vision. So it should be aspirational, and then it should be stretching the imagination toward what could be, not like what is. Okay, what could be, what kind of church we want to be. That is the vision. In the Bible, the author says, Peter Senge, he defines a vision as a force in people's heart and deep sense of what is possible. Okay, right? What could be possible in the future? That is the vision. So, vision also gives the direction. Okay, which way we have to go. Okay, that is the vision. Not like time factor. Okay, it might be the location. And then the motivation it gives. Vision gives motivation. It gives a reason why. It gives power to achieve that vision. And then also give the unity of the purpose. Okay, let's watch another short video of vision. Okay, what is vision?
What is a vision statement and why are they important? A vision statement is a picture or dream of a better future. This is important as dreams can be powerful things if we choose to make them a reality. For example, Henry Ford had an impassioned idea of a motor car that could be affordable for the average family, and he designed the Model T Ford. Edmund Hillary dreamed of climbing the highest mountain on Earth, and he and Tenzing Norgay were the first men to stand on top of Mount Everest. Tim Berners-Lee dreamt of a way of freely sharing information and knowledge to people around the world, and he went on to invent the World Wide Web. When a vision stops being just a daydream and instead becomes a destination, it becomes a powerful thing, something tangible that we can work towards. A true vision or dream stirs the heart, whether it stems from desire for a particular future or from dissatisfaction with the present. It should be evocative and engaging. The vision paints the picture of the better future. It brings to life the dream of a new reality and creates a language that describes an alternative paradigm. Our vision may be able to be expressed in various ways, but it may not even be completely clear at this stage. The degree of clarity varies between people, and it is also likely to change over time. Our vision is likely to be something that develops with time, like a slowly developing Polaroid picture. There is also a different clarity that comes with distance. When we look out over a landscape, the foreground is in sharper detail than the middle distance. Often we can only make out the outline or silhouette of things which are far away. In the same way, we should expect to have more detail about the next steps we're taking than the end goal, and trust to getting more clarity if we've got the courage to set off and start moving towards our goal. Working towards the dream is like being on a journey. If our destination is the top of a mountain, then as long as we can see it, even just in outline in the distance, we can set off. We can concentrate on getting closer first, and then, as we progress, we can develop the detail we need to get to the top. Here are some exercises to help you create your personal vision statement. The perfect day exercise. Write a description of your perfect day. This should be a day that includes an element of work, however that is defined, to capture your ideal life's vocation. Be as specific as possible and think about, what do you see when you wake up? How do you feel? Who is there and with you at each stage of the day? Where are you and what are you doing at each stage of the day? Next, there's the dream exercise. Now think beyond your perfect day to an ideal future. Picture yourself in 5 or 10 years' time and write down, where are you? What are you doing? How do you feel? Who is with you? Add as much detail as you can. Use your senses to describe the scene. Now reflect on this and why it is such a good dream. What makes it attractive? How can you communicate that dream to others? The eulogy exercise. A eulogy is a speech that someone gives at a funeral. What would someone say at your funeral? Who would give that speech? It can seem a bit morbid, but writing your own eulogy can be a very powerful exercise. It helps to focus on the idea of legacy. What is the impact that you've had on the world and the lives of others? So there are 3 different ways you can start to think about the future and what your vision might be. Why not take some time now to have a go at one of those exercises?
If you would like to find out more on this subject or about other leadership models and decision-making tools, then click on the link or head.
But writing your own eulogy can be a
Okay, mission, the vision is explained in this video. Okay, vision is one more like, just imagine yourself after 10 years later. What are you gonna be? That is the vision. Okay, so to be someone that you wanna be, so that gives you the direction. Okay, which way I have to go to achieve myself like someone else, like good person or whatever famous person. So vision is like making future picture, like dreaming. Yeah. So the vision also God, when we most of us do the ministry in the church, right? So we can also find out the vision in the Bible. There are many stories about the vision. For example, God gave Abraham a vision of descendants as numerous as the stars, right? We can see that Genesis chapter 15 verse 5. So that promises the shape of the future of Israel. So God gave Abraham the vision. You're gonna be father of all Israeli people. Other example we can find is Isaiah. He foresaw the glory of the Lord filling the earth. We can see Isaiah chapter 6. Also, we see the vision, book of Revelation, John. He pictures the consummation of God's kingdom, right? It gives a vision of God's kingdom. We can see Revelation chapter 21. So how we can practice that vision in real-time setting, like churches, schools, and business. So churchy, when we talk about it in terms of vision, it might be focused on spiritual growth, evangelism, and community impact. We can picture what we're gonna do in the future That's the organization's vision, church's vision. And in terms of school, the vision statement, we can see that, right? That emphasis the shapes of future generations. So when you are a school leader, you want to give picture of the future of the students, how you want them to be, what kind of student you want them to be. It is the vision. Also, we can see the vision in business settings. Like a vision that often points long-term growth, innovations, and market leadership. Let's say the famous entrepreneur, Korean Hyundai leader, he passed away a long time ago, Mr. Jung Ju-young. He dreamed of someday in the future, his company will make benefits to the people, and then he has picture of his company doing good to the country, right? He was dreamed of it. His company will do something good to the people and his country. That is vision, okay? He dreamed, like 10 years later, 20 years later, our Hyundai company will be something like that, which gives all the benefits to the society and the people. That is the vision, okay? Then, what is mission? We talked about the vision. Vision is simply who you want to be, or when we talk about the person. Also, in terms of company, business and church, like church, okay. 10 years later, our church wanna be, some kind of church. That's the vision. Most people dream of future, right? Dreaming of future is vision. What kind of person I wanna be, and what kind of, family I wanna make in 10 years later. That's the vision. And so when we talk about mission, what is mission? Mission is like simply the purpose and reason. Why you wanna achieve that goal? Why are you dreaming of having, happy family in the future, 10 years later? And why do you have big picture of 10 years later? What kind of church you want to be? Okay? And then what is the reason the church you want to achieve? What is the purpose of your organization and church? That is the mission. Okay, mission is like purpose and reason. Give me the reason why you wanna be a certain kind of person, certain kind of dream you wanna achieve. That is giving the purpose and reason. That is mission. Then author Jerry Collins and Jerry Porras, they distinguish it, mission as the organization's core purpose, and then its reason of being. Why your church is doing the ministry right now? Okay, it is giving the reason and purpose, right? And then church say, yeah, we are dreaming of everybody love each other, everybody help each other in our church in 10 years later. That's our dream. Okay, dream is like a vision. To achieve that dream, we have to have mission. Mission is what? It gives reason and purpose. Because when we talk about mission, okay, in the church, Bible says we have to love each other, we have to love neighbor, we have to love the God, right? That is the reason why we are doing church ministries right now. And then 10 years later, more and more people will practice the love and help each other. That is our dream. That's the vision. Okay? Okay, let's watch short video of explaining what is the mission. Okay? Mission gives purpose, the reason. Okay?
Today I'm going to share with you what a mission is and why it's important as it relates to your organization and your strategic plan. My name is Anthony Taylor. I'm the managing partner at SME Strategy. We help organizations create and implement their strategic plans, and at the heart of that is a mission or a mission statement. And I'm going to explain what it is and why it's important in 5 slides. So let's go. So what is a mission? A mission or a mission statement, very simply, is who you are, and it explains what you do and who you do it for. And that's it. A mission statement explains who you are, what you do, and what you do it for. One thing you want to watch out for when creating your mission is to use words that are not open to interpretation. So when we create a mission statement, we really make sure that we focus on avoiding buzzwords and getting to the core outcomes of what your organization provides versus using buzzwords or things that look like features. So as you look at your mission, is it similar to every other organization? Could it be interpreted as any other organization? Or does your mission have a word that not everybody agrees on the definition of? If you don't agree on the definition of keywords in your mission, then people are going to be working on different things to different degrees. And I'll get into that shortly. Why is it important? Your mission or mission statement, it aligns your people, it aligns your organization, and it is the thing that will help you accomplish your vision. Your mission statement, like all parts of your strategic plan, help you focus your team on what you need to work on and what you don't need to work on. Because in strategy, it's about choices. So if your team is not aligned around its mission, it will have no idea how to accomplish the vision in the most effective way possible. Now, why it's important? Your mission helps you focus your energy in your work, it helps you prioritize, and it helps you maximize your impact on your target customer. It's especially critical in nonprofit or mission-based organizations, because if different people in your organization have different understanding of what the mission means, not what the mission says on paper, but what it means, you're going to have challenges and frustrations. When you don't have a clear mission or purpose in a for-profit organization, it's unclear where you need to focus your energy, focus your value creation, and how you can drive the most amount of value for your customer so that you can accomplish your vision. So the mission statement is critical to everything you do as an organization. So your mission or mission statement is why you exist, written on paper. Use your mission to guide your people, to guide your strategy, to guide your decision making, and ultimately your mission statement helps you focus on where you need to deliver maximum value and maximum impact. So you might be in a place where you totally know your mission, you know what to do, and you know how to do it, which is great. If you do have any questions about how to create a mission or mission statement, you can click the description and learn more about SME strategy and you can reach out to us for questions. Or if you're saying, we need a consultant or a facilitator to help us create a mission with our team, then be sure to reach out to us. Contact us for a consultation, or if you click the link in the description, you can take our course that will teach you how to create a vision, mission, goals, actions, everything you need for a strategic plan. So I hope today's video helped you better understand why you need a mission, what a mission is, and how you can use it. And be sure to subscribe if you'd like to follow more information on strategic planning and how to move it forward successfully. Thanks for
Okay, so mission is like, simply what is purpose of your existence right now, okay? What is purpose of your dream, okay? Why do you make dream of you wanna be somebody in the future? Okay, purpose and the reason. All we're talking about is in the mission is like purpose. What is the goal? What is the reason? Why we have to have church? Why are you studying certain things? Okay, that is mission, and it gives purpose and reason. So also we can find the mission in the Bible. There are many examples in the Bible talking about missions. Okay, the famous one is Jesus' commandment, right? Jesus gave his disciples a clear mission. Go, therefore, and make disciples of all nations. We can find book of Matthew, chapter 28, verse 19. Also, the mission of the early church that was founded in proclaiming the gospel and caring for believers. We see that example, book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 42 and 46. So the purpose and reason that anchors the community's activity and practice. It could be the reason why we are distinguished from other people and other groups. Okay, we can see a real-time context, how we can practice mission in the church, mission in the school and the business. Like churches, we see many mission statements. It gives emphasis on worship and discipleship and outreaches, right? To spread the gospels. Occasionally or in scheduled time, many church members they do outreach, right? To missional activities, right? Like short missional trips, like Mexico, Tijuana, or some other trips to missional activity to what is it over there, like other minorities, indigenous people like Indian in here, Native Americans, then some other minorities like who don't believe Jesus, like Hmong tribe, they go there and they do missional activities. That is outreach, right? So church mission. Without that, the reason and purpose, church cannot be existed. Also, school has the mission, right? Mission, purpose, and reason. It gives educational priorities and academic excellence, right? Without the mission, student cannot achieve the academic excellence. And then it gives also for the students character formation. Hey, you have to be a good person in the future. You don't lie to the people, okay? You don't make people like unhappy, or you don't use, other people for the benefit of it, for the sake of yourself, something like that. Also, total holy student development gives in the school with school's mission statement. And also business, right? Business mission statement. It states that customer service, product quality, right? Social responsibility. That could be the reason why that company is existing. Yeah. Without good customer service, the company cannot be existed, right? Yeah. That is part of mission. And then you also have to make a good product with great quality, right? That is also the reason why companies existed. And eventually, the big reason why our companies existed, it is because of social benefit. Our product give benefit to the people with good price, right? That is the reason why companies exist. Okay, I'm gonna open another. Yeah, okay. And I didn't prepare. Okay, I didn't prepare the PowerPoint. I'm showing you this. Okay, we talked about mission. Okay, Jesus gave in practice. We talked about church, school, business. Okay, here. What is a relationship? Relationship between vision and mission. Okay, mission and vision, they cannot exist independently, okay? They rely each other, okay? Without the mission, vision cannot be existed, okay? Also, without the vision, the mission cannot be working, okay? So they influence each other, okay? Mission and vision, each other they influence, interact, interdependent each other. Like mission provides inspiration. I want to be somebody, let's say young children, okay? I want to be a big movie star, okay? That is the vision, right? And then what is the mission to achieve the vision? Mission is, because I know myself, I am good looking woman, and then I like performing things in front of many people, right? And then when I do something make people pleased and happy, I am more than happy. then people become happy. That's the reason why I wanna be movie star or singer or something like that. That is the mission. So vision is telling us where you wanna go, the destination. Okay. The mission is why we wanna go. Okay, why I am here. That is the mission. So vision gives the picture of yourself in the future. Okay, for that picture, why you wanna do that. It gives reason, right? So that is mission. So without the mission, organizational, you don't know where you want to go. So it doesn't give direction, no direction. Without the vision, there's no direction. And then without the mission, there's no foundation. Okay, you just want to be movie star. You don't know why you want to be movie star. You don't find any reason why you want to be movie star. Yeah. That is talking about mission. So together, mission and vision, that is the foundation of strategic leadership. Okay, next, small chapter. Okay, and then here. Okay, mostly I didn't mention in this handout. Mostly people. It doesn't matter who you are or which organization you belong to or which church you are going to. Okay. Every organization and every people have just a different level of vision and mission, and also there should be strategy plan. Okay, three things, they work each other closely together. Okay, I didn't mention strategy plan here. Also, strategic plan is very, very important. Okay, let's say how it works all together. Simple example. Okay, I want to be really famous movie star 20 years later. Okay, young kids dreamed of what he want to be in the future, right? That is vision. Why? Because I like doing things in front of many people. My pleasure is coming from the reaction of people happy moments. Okay? That's why I like to become movie star. Okay? We are talking about reason and purpose, right? That is talking about mission. Then, that's all. If you have mission and vision, someday you're gonna be movie star? No. There should be plan, strategy plan. Okay, so the young kid, he made plan. Okay, so one day, 10, 20 years later, I wanna be really famous movie star. To achieve that dream come true, I wanna experience many different life of people. So the best way is I read many books, right? And then I watch many different type of movies. Or in that country, people live, have that kind of culture. Okay, I see another movie. Okay, like Korea and Japan. People have just something different lifestyle and culture over there. Okay, I learn it. And then when you read the book, many good books, right? The classic books, right? Like Odyssey and whatever. So you read good classic books, so you learn how people manage their life in their certain settings, right? Yeah, we can read many great books from Shakespeare and something like that. Yeah, you learn, you indirectly experience other people's life, right? That's why you can express emotions, and then the way in the movie you can act almost like someone else you never meet, right? Yeah. Then and so I read many books. I watched many movies. I interact with many different people to learn how they are different, how they feel differently from my feelings, something like that. And then later, I study well to attend actors academic school, right? Then I go there, I learn actual, performing arts, right? How, the teacher, teaches me how I can act, right? Yeah. That is strategic planning. Okay. Right now, I just study really hard, and then end of this year, I'm gonna read 100 books. Okay, next year, I'm gonna watch 200 movies. Then next year, I'm gonna go academic school. Okay, that's the process to become the future picture, right? Famous movie star. Yeah. To achieve that goal, you have to have reason why you want to be movie star. Okay, you find the mission, right? And then also you have to have strategic plan. What you want to do to achieve the picture you want to be. Yeah. So I read many books. I read many. I watch many movies. Then 2 years later, I want to attend the academic school. Then after that, whatever characters in the movie, I want to do it. Okay, any kind of director asks me, no matter what, how much I earn, I make, I want to have a real experience in the movie settings, right? So I want to do any kind of job in the movie setting. That is the plan. So all three works really, very closely work together. Vision, mission, strategic planning. It does not only apply to one person, okay? It also applies to church. What is your church's vision? What is your church's mission? Okay, to achieve church's vision, what is your church is gonna do? Same thing applies to school too. What is your school's vision and mission? To achieve that vision, what are you gonna do to the student? I wanna make our student to achieve next year in the test or grade A. That is process. Process is strategic plan to achieve certain goals. Company too, yes. Like Samsung, Toyota, any big companies, they have the vision. They have vision like Toyota. Okay, I want to make the car that runs, that gives benefits to the people. To achieve high quality, good price, we want to do these things. That is strategic plan. So, always think of when you talk about vision and mission, and lastly, strategic plan. What is plan to achieve that vision? So here a small chapter writing mission and vision statement. Mission and vision statement is both. It is like in art. It's not easy to write mission statement and vision statement. First, it requires the leader's core value. Okay, any organ, it can be leaders, okay, it can be a private individual. What is your core value? What is your value is mostly emphasis. That is applied to your vision and mission statement. Also, it gives clear direction, right? To achieve certain things, I want to go there. Yeah. It gives clear direction, the way. And then also it expresses the commitment. Commitment is what you want to do, okay? To go there, what you want to do, yeah, that is commitment. Okay, 10 years later, I want to have really happy family with my, wife and husband, okay, with kids. So to achieve that dream, what you want to do, that is commitment. It is some kind of process. So it is also should be written concise. Concise means objectively, concise in reasonable manner, yeah, and it should be memorable, and also it is very motivating. Okay, when I was kid, I don't know, later generation learned this in Korea. When I was little kid, when I go to school, every morning we memorize, we learn something like, 국민교육 현장. 우리는 자랑스러운 대한민국에 태어나, something like that. Every day in the school. Yeah. That is some kind of mission statement. Yeah. So it should be memorable. So everybody should know that. So the effective statements gives kind of a slogan, right? And also that statement gives like some kind of guidance. Okay, which way you have to go, which way you don't want to go. And also it gives the information. Sometimes there are two ways, right? So you don't know which way you have to go right now to achieve your vision. So sometimes you have to make decision which way you have to go, right? So based on the statement, you can find them. Okay, I don't know right now, but when I carefully read a mission and vision statement, okay, maybe I can find which way might be good way to achieve that vision. And then also it gives, kind of shaping the cultural context. Yeah. Like, okay, I don't say good or bad, right or wrong. Okay, things happen in history, like Korea. When I was young, there was President Park. Yeah. That time there was the movement, 새마을운동, something like that. Yeah. That movement came from the vision statement, like 국민교육 현장. Yeah. So everybody has kind of made most Korean people made some kind of culture. Okay, we were very poor, but we do our best to achieve better life. Okay, we don't rest. Every chance I have, I wanna work. That is some kind of culture at that time, right? That's why nowadays Korea is nowadays Korea. So also that the mission and vision statement that also work for the making certain kind of culture. And then also it gives inspiration, inspire. You understand the mission statement, vision statement, okay? I understand mission statement, vision statement, in our church. So we share common things each other, right? So I can give inspiration. Hey, let's do this together. When we work together, we can achieve things double, right? That is inspiration. So that is very important to give inspiration to the people, shaping certain kind of culture, and then also statement gives the guidance, okay? And then sometimes time comes, certain time you have to make a decision, okay? Then also statement gives the the way, tools that you can make a better decision. Okay, small statement. Okay, writing mission statement. Vision statement. So vision statement should be captured head to head organizations desired future, right? Vision, when we talk about dreaming. So it gives, imaginable picture of your future. So it gives also motivation. Yeah, to achieve, that goal. Yeah, I have to go to school every day to become a famous star. I study really hard. That gives motivation, right? And also I need to watch many movies, and I need to read many great books. Yeah. And it also gives inspiration, same thing. And also it always gives, forward looking, right? Not, looking back in the past, right? So to achieve, I want to only see the future myself 10 years later, okay, to achieve it, I want to keep going, yeah. So here, according to Bernd Nana's vision is realistic, credible, attractive future for the organization. Okay, when you make vision, it should be achievable, realistic. Someday you want to achieve something, it should be, your dream should become true. Okay, I wanna, let's say other person say, I wanna be millionaire 20 years later. Okay, anyhow somebody achieves, right? 20 years later somebody becomes millionaire, right? That is really realistic. Chances are very low, but anyhow somebody achieves that goals, right? So it should be realistic. Yeah. If it's not based on real things, real context, that is only dream. Dream that you cannot achieve, it is only exist in the dream. let's say somebody say, okay, communism is great vision, right? But somebody pursue to achieve that communism in the future. But what do you think? It's not realistic. It cannot be achievable, right? So that is only exist in the dream. Yeah. So when you make vision statement, there should be guideline. You have to follow that. You have to make very clear statement. And then when you write statement, always future-oriented language. I want to be somebody. I will become somebody. To become somebody, I will study really hard. I will work really hard. Yeah, that is the language they used in the vision statement. Also, you have to express the hope, wishes in the future. Like, I want to be, for the person, individual, I want to be the most famous movie star. Yeah. You have to, when you make your personal vision and mission statement, you could write those things too. Yeah. I want to be the top richest man in the world. Yeah. That's the clearly we can state the hope and wishes you have in the future. So we don't use the currently real-time things. Yeah. Future, reality, you describe what you want to be, how you want to be. Also, the vision statement should be very clear, okay? Not like paragraph things, not like many words. It should be very clear to vision statement. I want to make happy family 10 years later with husband, with wife, and 3 kids, and nice house, great car. That is vision statement. Yeah. Simple and clear. Everybody can understand. And then also things that you can achieve in real time. That is vision. Not like you writing the essay or something like that. No, that's nothing like that. Very clearly, clear statement that includes understandable words, and just make the sentence very short, concise. Concise means everybody can understand it. So it gives inspiration, it gives motivation. Like we can see that example in the Bible. Okay, God's vision for Israel. Here, God tells Abraham, okay, I will make you a great nation. I will bless you. Right? That is the vision God gave to Abraham. Abraham's descendants will become Israel people, right? That gives the vision from God to Abraham. And then churches too. To be Christ-centered community and church, we are transforming our lives through worship, discipleship, and service. That is the vision. Yeah, we like the church, like Christ-centered church, not human-centered church. Through the service, worships, and other ministries. And then also, in terms of schools, let's say, to prepare the students to be lifelong learner and leaders who impact society positively, integrity. We're gonna make good students. In the future, when they grow up, they do huge impact to the neighbor and society in positive way. That's the vision of our school. Yeah. And business, to create world where every home is sustainable power. Like, Elon Musk, Tesla, he has big dream of, right? He says one day, we are not only focusing on making electrical, okay? It is not exact words. He is dreaming of. Everybody is connected. Everybody shares the benefit of high technology. That is his vision. So he is doing, is it Stargate? What is it? The project to the spaceship go to space, right? And then he also making the cabin size, small, houses, right? He is not only doing, Tesla car. He does also connect people together. Starlink, yeah. Everybody can use anywhere and anytime the internet service all connected. Yeah, that's what he wanted to do. That is vision for the company. Tesla he made. So make vision statement. It should be very clear. Okay, it gives you hope, mission. Okay, not too long. Okay, like 2 or 3 sentences. Things short, very understandable.